In the 1980s, one man controlled 80% of the global cocaine trade. His cartel smuggled 15 tons of cocaine into the United States every single day. At the height of his power, he was earning $420 million per week. His name was Pablo Escobar, and this is the story of how a poor boy from rural Colombia became the most powerful and feared drug lord in history. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia, before his family moved to Medellin. His father was a farmer, his mother a school teacher. They were poor, but young Pablo had ambition that burned brighter than anyone around him. As a teenager, Escobar began his criminal career small. He sold contraband cigarettes, fake lottery tickets, and stole tombstones to resell. By his early 20s, he graduated to car theft, running a lucrative chop shop operation. But these were just stepping stones. Pablo was studying the business of crime, learning how systems worked, who to bribe, and most importantly, how to instill fear. His first major break came in the early 1970s when he began working for smuggler Alvaro Prieto. This is where Escobar discovered the product that would change his life forever: cocaine. In the mid-1970s, cocaine was exploding in popularity across the United States and Europe. Escobar saw an opportunity that others missed. He wasn't just going to smuggle cocaine, he was going to industrialize it. Escobar began working with coca paste, smuggled from Peru and Bolivia, refining it in laboratories hidden throughout Colombia. But his genius wasn't in production, it was in distribution. While other traffickers sent small shipments, Escobar thought bigger. He pioneered large-scale smuggling operations using planes, boats, and even submarines. He developed innovative methods: cocaine hidden in airplane tires, inside hollowed-out lumber, dissolved in liquids and later extracted. He bribed pilots, police officers, judges, and politicians. Those who couldn't be bought were threatened. Those who resisted were eliminated. By 1975, Escobar transported his first major shipment to the United States. By 1978, he was moving hundreds of kilos. The money began flooding in at an incomprehensible rate. Escobar reportedly spent $2,500 a month just on rubber bands to wrap his cash. He had so much money that rats would eat approximately 10% of his cash reserves stored in warehouses. Escobar didn't work alone. In the late 1970s, he formed what would become known as the Medellin Cartel, partnering with other traffickers including the Ochoa brothers and Carlos Leder. Together, they created a criminal organization unlike anything the world had seen. The cartel controlled every aspect of the cocaine trade: production, transportation, distribution, and enforcement. They had their own army, their own intelligence network, and their own territory. Medellin became Escobar's kingdom, but Escobar's ambition extended beyond drugs. He wanted legitimacy. He built housing for the poor in Medellin, constructed soccer fields, and handed out money to families in need. The people called him Robin Hood and loved him for it. This public support became his shield. In 1982, Escobar even entered politics, winning a seat as an alternate representative in Colombia's Congress. He walked the halls of power, immune from prosecution, protected by his wealth, his popularity, and his willingness to kill anyone who stood in his way. At his peak, Forbes magazine listed Pablo Escobar as the 7th richest man in the world, with an estimated fortune of $30 billion. But this rise to power came at a horrific cost. Escobar's motto was Plata o Plomo, silver or lead. Accept the bribe or take the bullet. Hundreds of police officers, journalists, judges, and politicians who opposed him were assassinated. Car bombs exploded in city streets. Entire families were murdered as warnings. Escobar didn't just build an empire, he built it on a foundation of blood, corruption, and terror. The man who gave money to the poor was the same man who ordered the deaths of thousands. The rise of Pablo Escobar wasn't just the story of one man's ambition. It was the story of how unlimited money, ruthless violence, and strategic intelligence could transform a small-time criminal into the most powerful drug lord the world has ever known. This was just the beginning. The empire Escobar built would eventually lead to war with the Colombian government, the United States, and rival cartels. But that's a story for another time.